Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Not really much of a math guy. Never really figured out economics past the law of supply and demand or the law of diminishing returns, and don't really follow those laws. I break the law all the time, and I think that's okay because they're not like laws that could get you thrown in prison. They're just general laws of economics. So if you haven't heard of the Pareto principle, it's essentially the 80-20 rule. So let's see if I can break this down in as clear a form as possible. In any situation, 20% is going to drive 80%. So of this audience that is watching this video, 20% of you are going to drive 80% of engagement. That's just the way it's going to be. In another situation, a sales force that you might hire, 20% of your sales force is going to drive 80% of your sales. So Jay Rimmer, who became a registered Nomie on nomies.com, asked this question in our private Facebook group the other day, and I wanted to bring it up. He said, Chris Pirillo, just heard you talking about 1,000 fans. Do you have a link to the article? And I did. I sent him the Kevin Kelly article, kk.org. It's kind of interesting, and he says he believed in the Pareto principle. And the idea behind doing this, and I gave him a response. I said, to answer the questions of do I believe that Nomies are applying to the 80-20 rule, I said my honest goal is to reach 10,000 Nomies and then maintain personal connections with every one of you. I said I'm able to manage larger audiences right now. I mean, I'm connecting with you on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and beyond, but I can't drive revenue. I mean, even though you're viewing a video, that's great. I love it. But it's just that 20% of you are driving 80% of what we need to survive as a business. And to me, the Nomies are that 20%. They represent that 20%. And we also have those who aren't Nomies, who are that 20% that really allow us to survive. If we publish an article out there, it does nothing if people don't read it. If you don't click and share it, it was almost not worth doing. So 20% of you who look at the article are going to drive 80% of the attention to the article. You're thinking, Chris, I'm a little lost here. Think about it in your own world. You may have 100 friends, but 20 of those friends give 80% of your time and attention to. It's the 80-20 rule. On down the line, and even though Jay quoted from Wikipedia, 80% of your profits come from 20% of your customers. 80% of your complaints come from 20% of your customers. 80% of your profits come from 20% of all the time you spend. It goes on and on. And there's even a mathematical formula that can be applied to the 80-20 rule. And, I think this is one of the reasons why we've taken so long to put something like nomies.com together and to try to make it accessible, for everybody, who might want to join. So we've made it such that you could, and I'm just going to go ahead and get this webpage kind of pulled up here. We've made it accessible so that I'm trying to get 100% of you to join. It's not going to happen. Only 20% of you I can ever expect will become a Nomie. And we try to make it more accessible, all across the board. For fun, for personal, for professional reasons, you might want to become a registered member. But I am not expecting 100% of you to join. I'm expecting that 80% of you will complain and 20% of you will join. But that 20% that joins, I'll give 80% of my time and attention to. It's just the law of averages. It's the 80-20 rule. It's the Pareto principle. I'm not making this stuff up. So, we listen to feedback, whether it's 100 a year, which, by the way, is half as much as my hourly rate, and you can still get the same amount of access to me, or on down the line.